Hi, I'm Conor McCreery, and today we're teaching poodles how to fly. Bonus points if you got that was a reference from UHF by Weird Al Yankovic. No, today we're actually here to talk about The Last Witch. Volume 1 has been out for a while, and Book 2 is coming out in June, so I thought it would be a good opportunity to refresh people on some of the characters. Now, normally what you do would start with the main character, in this case, Saoirse, but I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going to start with a minor character named Hugh, who is one of my favorite characters in the series, but also a really good example of a mistake I made while writing this book. So, first off, we'll just start off with who is Hugh. So, Hugh is a character we meet in issue number 3. He is someone who almost immediately recognizes that Nan and Saoirse can do magic, which gives you a reason to wonder, who is this guy? And in fact, he helps our heroes right at the beginning, stepping into a situation that gets a little ugly for them when some other people accuse them of being witches. We pretty quickly find out that Hugh is a very happy-go-lucky character. I love to have a character who just likes to have fun in my books. They're always fun to write. One of my favorite characters in Kill Shakespeare was Falstaff, because again, he was a guy who just lived and loved life to the fullest. So we meet Hugh. He's a good foil because Saoirse is very serious. I sometimes have a habit of making some of my main characters quite serious, and so it's good to have someone to bounce off them, or else the book isn't as fun as it could be. As we learn about Hugh, we're going to find out some things about him. I'm trying to tread the spoiler road here for those who may not have read book 1, which again is Fear and Fire. He's a character who is a half-faerie. He has human background. He is someone who feels like an outcast in the world, which is pretty similar to Saoirse. And he's also someone who knows more than Saoirse does about the truth about this black door, about this monster that hides behind it. And so he's a really important character, not just for comic relief, but because of what he knows and also how he can augment Saoirse's abilities. There's something in there about that as well. So yes, he's tons of fun. He's, I think, the character that kids often enjoy the most when I do school visits and I talk about some of the goofy things he does. It definitely gets a lot of kids laughing. But he's also the source, like I said, of one of my biggest mistakes, which is, as the book was going on, I realized I needed a cliffhanger for issue 4. You always want to have some sort of cliffhanger. It doesn't have to be the biggest thing in the world, but you need something to make the reader go, oh my gosh, what's going to happen next? And I made the decision to make it seem like this young guy you just met who seems very nice, maybe there's something wrong with him for our heroes. And I won't go into too many spoilers, but I will say that it's not a choice that really got borne out in the story. And it is a good example of sometimes as a writer, when you make a choice and then you realize you've made the wrong choice, but it's too late because whatever you've made is now out there and you just kind of have to live with it and you try to fix it as best you can. Sometimes you just live into it and you go with it. In the comics format, because you have a limited amount of space to actually do your books, I realized I didn't have enough time to properly do this arc of, what if he was kind of not who he said he was? So it was a good learning experience. I'm curious for those who've read the book to get their comments. Please comment below. Tell me what you think about Hugh. Tell me what you think about The Last Witch. And I can't wait to see you reading the book. Send me pictures. Take care. Oh, and definitely watch UHF with Weird Al Yankovic. It's a classic.